Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap. Looking right into the Hudson County MLS, in the past week, there have been 126 properties that have gone under contract, meaning they have offers that have been accepted on them. Last week, it was 129 properties, so it's about the same over the past couple weeks. Average list price of these properties that went under contract was $863,000. The median list price was $702,000. Last week it was $782,000 was the average, and $734 was the median. So everything is selling a little bit higher than it was last week as far as properties that have gone under contract. These properties had an average days in the market of 42 days, and the median days was 22. Last week was 35 and 15. So these properties have stayed on the market slightly longer than the ones that were sold last week. Looking through the list, some properties that stood out to me. In Hoboken, you had at the Upper Grand, which is located at 1200 Grand Street, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,015 square foot unit, 1200 Grand Street, unit 616. This was on the market for 9 days. List price was $948,000. This came with parking for one car. The Upper Grand, located in the northwest corner of Hoboken. It's made up of several different buildings, 1200 Grand, 1300 Grand, and there's a building on 1100 Adams Street. So 3 buildings make up the Upper Grand, located near ShopRite in the northwest corner of Hoboken, built in the early 2000s, around 2003, 2004. And here you have a 2-bed, 2-bath list price was $948, and it was on the market for 9 days. Upper Grand, elevator building. They have an on-site fitness center and parking, and there's also a common courtyard area in the middle. Again, this one listed for $948, hasn't sold yet, but once it closes, I'll be happy to report back on what it went for. Let me see here. Also in Hoboken, you had a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 895 square foot unit at 1125 Maxwell Lane, unit 551. List price was $899, on the market for 6 days. I don't have interior photos. However, this was in phase 2 of Maxwell Place, 1125 Maxwell, and that's under contract in a week. List price $899. In downtown Jersey City, over at 15 Warren Street, this is the Pier House condos. You had a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,495 square foot unit, unit 118. List price was $1,350,000, on the market for 7 days. It also came with parking for one car. Pier House, located in the Paul's Hook section of downtown Jersey City on Warren Street, and it overlooks the Liberty State Park Marina. And here you have a 2-bedroom on the market, less than a week, going under contract. Very popular building in the area, located near the ferry to New York, also not far from Exchange Place Path. Building was built around 2000. It's a concierge building. They have a fitness center. They also have an outdoor pool and a couple of courtyard areas. And this 2-bedroom under contract at the Pier House, listed for $1,350,000, on the market for 1 week. Also in downtown Jersey City, 10 Regent Street, unit 401, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,047 square feet. List price was $885,000. It was on the market for 13 days. This is located in the Liberty Harbor development, which is just off of Grove Street and Grand Ave, in the Liberty Harbor North section, not far from the Pier House building overlooking the marina. This is built in multiple phases. This building is also called the Sutton, 10 Regent Street. It was developed by a local developer, and they have built multiple phases of this development, condominium buildings as well as exclusive rental buildings. In the last 10 years, they've built mostly exclusive rental buildings. This was one of the fewer condo buildings that was built around 2006. It's a concierge building. They have an outdoor pool, fitness center, residence lounge. Parking is available to rent in the community only. You can rent indoor or outdoor parking, but you cannot own it. It's only available to rent. And here you have a 2-bedroom under contract on the market for 14 days at 10 Regent, the Sutton. List price $885,000. Also in downtown Jersey City, you have 77 Hudson Street. This is in the Exchange Place section. Unit 2307, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,555 square feet. List price was $2,050,000. This was on the market for 22 days. Came with parking for 1 car. And this property is on the east side of the building. 77 Hudson is shaped essentially like a triangle, and this is on the tip of the building looking towards Manhattan. So you have here, this unit clears the office buildings, which are on Hudson Street below, and looks direct at the lower Manhattan World Financial area. And this is a popular layout in the building, this 2-bedroom plus den. They sometimes call this the Stingray layout. We have bedrooms on both sides, the living room in the middle. 77 Hudson is a concierge building built by K. Ovnanian around 2006, 2007. 42 stories tall. You have an outdoor pool, very high level of amenities. They have a large residence lounge area, indoor game room, movie theater, large fitness center. As I mentioned, outdoor pool, concierge. There's also a virtual golf simulator and a business center there as well. And here you have this 2-bedroom plus den under contract at 77 Hudson, unit 2307, list price $2,050,000, on the market for 3 weeks. And when all these properties sell, I'll be happy to report back on what they ended up selling for. Linked down below, you'll find links to all the buildings I'm discussing from my website, Living on the Hudson, where you could check out other units that may be available or that have recently sold in the building. Looking through the list, also just seeing not too much in, here we go, North Bergen. This is the Celaya building, 8701 Churchill Road, unit 1401, 3-bed, 3-bath, 1,903 square feet, listed for $2,100,000, on the market for 5 days. So Celaya, built about 4 years ago. It's one of the fewer new development condo buildings that have been built like in the River Road area in the last 4 or 5 years or so. There hasn't been that much new construction that's been built in Hudson County as far as a large scale in the past 5 years. This is one of them, along with 151 Bay in downtown Jersey City. So here, there's very few units remaining in this development, but here you have a 3-bedroom with New York City views going under contract. This building has a virtual doorman. They also have a large fitness center, residence lounge, on-site parking. And it's on the border of North Bergen and Edgewater. So this is Edgewater down here, North Bergen over here. The address of the building is in North Bergen. And this listed for $2,100,000 at the Celaya. A couple things that sold. Let's see. In the last week, not too much has closed. It's been a quiet week for real estate closings, I've noticed. In downtown Jersey City, in the Village section, which is in the off of Newark Ave in the western part of downtown Jersey City. That's the Village section, they call it. Here you have a newer development, 139 Brunswick Street, unit 102. This is a 1-bed, 2 full bath, 925 square foot unit, listed for $649, and it sold for $645. So this is a new development on Brunswick, new construction, smaller scale building, about 30 units or so. I've shown this a few times to customers. I believe they have 1 unit remaining here. But this sold for $645, 925 square foot, 1-bedroom. Let's see here. Nothing else on a large scale that's standing out to me. In Hoboken, 931 Willow Ave. This was a 2-bed, 1-bath, 910 square foot first floor unit. List price was $689. It sold for $675. 73 days in the market. Looks like it was a cash purchase. So this is a walk-up style building on Willow on the first floor. And this is like the old Hoboken building, was probably built in the early part of the 19th century with the exposed brick, and that's sold for $675, 2-bed, 1-bath. But nothing, I'm not seeing any sales in the past week or closed sales on a large scale, meaning buildings that are on the waterfront, doorman, concierge, etc. We'll see what next week brings. As far as a snapshot of the market goes, you can find this available to download below on YouTube. Here you can see the inventory levels of what the inventory levels are currently like in the towns along the Hudson River, and what they were like last week, and the absorption rates, the pace at which properties are selling. So inventory has been rising over the past few weeks as we enter the spring market, and you can see what it was like the week before. And the pace at which some of these areas are selling. Right now, most of the towns are in sellers markets. We have relatively low supply, and you can see how the pace at which properties are selling. Hoboken being the lowest at 1.4 months, meaning they're in a strong seller's market right now with low inventory and high demand. Downtown Jersey City, 4.5 months. Weehawken has about the same, 4.5 months. Guttenberg, their supply actually dropped last week. They're about 5 months. So this will be available to link down below. And if you wanted to check out other videos recently, you could see what it was like over the past couple weeks. But documents will be available to download here on YouTube. As far as articles go, I talked about this a few months ago. They were going to build a hotel. They still would like to. It's in downtown Jersey City off of Newark Ave. There's an old bank here. It was, I believe, a TD Bank. And this bank goes back to the 20s, but they want to put a hotel on top of it. And do a big redevelopment here off of Jersey Ave and Newark Ave. And there's a lot of opposition to this from the neighbors. They're trying to have the project knocked down. So it's kind of interesting. It's not condominiums, but it's located in a big area where most people know this, will know this location if you live in downtown Jersey City. So this article here, I'll link down below. And then also from CNBC, they talked about what's the ideal time to list a property for sale. They say it's like April 13th to the 19th. So this article has been circulating, so I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see more inventory rise in the next couple of weeks, targeting this date that this article says is the ideal week to sell a property. I thought that was pretty interesting. But that's just on a national level. But inventory in Hudson County has been rising over the past few weeks as we enter into the spring market. That St. Patrick's Day is always a good demarcation line for like the spring market starting. So we're starting to see more properties come on the market now that St. Patrick's Day has concluded. These videos come out every Monday. If you have any questions about the Hudson County real estate market, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. All the articles and buildings will be linked down below. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.